on Outback Truckers.
Where's my front pilot going?
Mark Cromwell brings a city to a standstill as he takes a $2 million delivery into the heart of Saturday night.
This is going to be epic.
Yogi sets off on a 5,000-kilometre Antiques Roadshow.
Concentrate, Yogi, concentrate.
In a race against time with ancient freight.
I don't want to do any damage to this one.
And turbos stuck in a marathon dirt road dogfight.
Well, this is that I face all the time.
As his load and his truck are pushed to breaking point.
Goddamn heap of
3:32 Melbourne time.
On the outskirts of Melbourne, heavy haulage expert Mark Cromwell is 30 minutes from disaster.
We have to be off the road at 4 p.m.
The 43-year-old's hauling a $2 million electrical switch room. In 30 minutes' time, the 48-tonne load must be off the road.
That's the state regulation.
If Mark can't reach his stopping point in time, he risks blowing a job he's planned for months, running up delays worth tens of thousands of dollars.
We've got 36 kilometres to go.
Mark's journey began in Adelaide, South Australia, a day and a half ago. The destination, the metropolitan glamour of Melbourne in Victoria.
Outback Trucker in the big city, just haven't got me crocodile tooth.
On this run, Mark's traded the wide open spaces of the Outback for narrow city streets and constant delays.
I don't swear much, but that might come out tonight.
Adding to Mark's burden is his load. This 5-metre wide, 5-metre high electrical switch room will help power Melbourne's historic tram network, the largest in the world.
We've had to split it up to get it to fit in to the site that it's going to.
While Mark hauls the main 35-tonne structure, second driver Brad will carry a second 13-tonne unit.
It's all about safety. Make sure you're around for the next one.
The 730-kilometre run's been planned to the minute.
You haven't even got time to have a piss.
With Mark's 4 p.m. curfew looming,
It is 3:37.
one slip now could bring the whole operation down like a house of cards.
The pressure is unbelievable. Is this the service centre, the one in a kilometre?
Yes, mate, that's it. There you go.
Well, we just made it.
While one major challenge is behind him, the next is monumental. In 9 hours' time, Mark and Brad are scheduled to take the switch room on the last leg of its journey into the beating heart of a city of 4.5 million people.
1 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday night, anything could happen.
It's the only time the massive load is allowed on cramped city streets. But as they prep the trucks to roll out, trouble's rolling in.
Looking at those trees, though, that might be a bit windy for the cranes, I think.
If bad weather hits, it could blow away any chance of craning the massive switch room off their trucks, leaving the $50,000 job facing huge delays.
Got that feeling we could be parked here for a week.
As night falls, weather worries are building.
I know, I want to bring up one now that's going to get canned.
And at the job site, radio silence. One of the biggest runs of his career is less than an hour away. But with no word if it's no go, Mark faces one of his biggest failures.
Thinking personally, we should pick it up by the wheel. What do you reckon?
Yeah.
In the small town of Warwick, Queensland, heavy haulage expert Yogi is about to begin a classic journey through 120 years of history.
Fascinating, mate.
He's arrived to pick up the first of 4 pieces of precious antique freight, bound for the other side of the continent.
It really is a piece of history, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%, yeah. Good luck
To their owners, all 4 loads are priceless and irreplaceable.
Yeah, at the end of the day, I want it to stay on the truck to go 4,000 kilometres, so...
First up is a harvester or header that's close to a century old.
Can't put a value on stuff like this, you know.
The precious relic will have to be carefully lifted onto Yogi's truck.
And we'll get a crane out, you know, might be a bit easier. But then it rained. That's always the way, you know, like, yeah.
It's a tricky start to one of the biggest challenges of Yogi's 17-year career.
I have 3 drops in Katanning on a full load from the eastern states.
After the header comes a classic car, followed by a 1950s tractor,
Oh, you're unreal.
and finally a 100-year-old Gravestone.
If it snaps in half, you don't want half heads, don't you?
From Warwick, Yogi's marathon run will take him through Melbourne and Adelaide before heading home to Katanning, Western Australia. It's a massive 7-day trip, crossing 3 states and nearly 5,000 kilometres of bruising bitumen.
Concentrate, Yogi, concentrate.
But Yogi's given his word. His freight will arrive on time and in one piece. First, he must coax the antique header onto his truck.
It's all out to one side, not really where I want it, you know.
To make things harder, the 3.5 metre wide machine's badly balanced.
Just want it centralised on the trailer, so with oncoming traffic, I'm not worried about anything hitting it. Just hold him there, bud.
The tough loading job needs precise skill.
Just bring the trailer in a bit. Try that, bud, yep.
And nights falling fast.
Hate working in the dark. You miss stuff in the dark. Just hold it. Just want to get that. Oh, that misses that, that's it. Oh. We're as close as we can be on the edge, so I reckon that might have to do him.
With centimetres and minutes to spare, the header's on.
Jeez, it's got dark quick, didn't it?
But the real challenge starts tomorrow,
You don't get paid to do half a job.
when the historic load faces 5,000 jarring kilometres.
Well, we've got loose bolts. I don't know if they're going to hold. What's going to maybe get the wind under it and fly off? I don't know.
If his antique freight can't survive the shake-up, a big paycheck and Yogi's reputation will be history.
There's a load limit on the bridge, and I'm over 42 tonne.
In North Queensland, long-haul trucker Turbo's reached a bridge too far. He's hauling $200,000 worth of giant mobile huts through the notoriously rough roads of the Cape York Peninsula. His 50-tonne rig's too heavy for the section ahead.
So I'm going to go on the bypass, and I'm just afraid of getting bogged.
But this detour looks like it was hacked from the bush yesterday.
I'm going to give it a go. I'm going to see how I go.
Turbo has no idea if the makeshift track can take the weight of his truck. If he gets bogged here, he could be stuck for days, blowing this deadline and risking weeks more work back home.
It's going to be quite hard to do.
Turbo left the northeastern outpost of Weipa 2 days ago, bound for a mine near the small town of Blackwater. To make it this far, he's fought a running battle with diabolical dirt and intense heat.
I'm just about ready to pass out. My head's now spinning.
Under constant attack, his freight's in danger of falling apart,
Well, that's why I can't get in.
landing Turbo with a business-breaking damage bill.
You lose and break shit all the time.
But now, things could really come unstuck as he takes his 37-metre-long rig down the perilous dirt bypass. Put a wheel wrong, and days' worth of pain will have been for nothing.
We're halfway across. Right now, all I care about is getting off of this road. I was concerned and stressed, but it's all good. I always have faith in you, baby, don't I? Another 20 minutes, that's my day done.
Next morning, Turbo's got more trouble.
Motherfucking goddamn heap of shit!
A rubber seal on a brake booster has ruptured. It needs to be replaced.
I got no room to move under here.
The job will eat up time, but that's the least of Turbo's worries.
Come on.
Inside the booster is a spring, under enormous tension. If it's not handled with care, the results could be deadly.
If I don't do this right, that's going to fly off at 1,000,000 miles an hour. Will literally take your head off and kill you.
Not serving breakfast menu at 1 a.m. It's disgraceful.
1 a.m. Mark, Cromwell and Brad are waiting to find out if a critical run will be scrapped due to bad weather.
Pretty blowy. There's a bit of weather coming in as well, and it's getting pretty close to Melbourne.
They have 5 hours to deliver a $2 million electrical switch room 20 kilometres into the heart of Melbourne. If it's no go, the delays could cost a week and tens of thousands of dollars.
The call gets made by the crane company, no, there's no lift today. It could all just get shut down the last minute.
The whole job hangs on one phone call.
No worries. Yep, all right. Rightio, show's on. Yep, we're going.
Channel 70, Mark.
Getting the green light, Mark and Brad can roll out on the high-pressure run.
Getting nervous. Just about to head into town.
Ahead is a maze of tight streets, city traffic and Saturday night revellers. But Mark's biggest concern is overhead. Tram lines crisscross the city centre. Take one of these down and Melbourne's transport network could be crippled.
Bit nervous, because we're right near the power wires.
A crew's been booked to lift the tram lines clear. But as the boys close on the city, Mark's phone is silent.
No one's rung me. If we get there and they're not there, we're at a point of no return. Can't turn around, so.
Up ahead, he has another low-hanging headache to deal with.
I don't know how I'm going to be with these trees.
The 5-metre tall load's in danger of tearing through a forest of tree-lined streets.
Yeah, we're going really slow here, mate, because of these trees.
You got little trees all the way down.
To protect the switch room, Mark and Brad must go slow. But with a 6 a.m. curfew, every minute lost is precious. As they inch towards the city, there's still no response from the tram crew. Mark's worried he'll soon reach the point of no return.
So where's their last spot if the trammies aren't there?
It's now impossible to turn the massive trucks around.
Along here you've got nowhere really.
And to make matters worse,
Skid rail's gone.
the trees have torn off a guardrail.
All that way, 1 kilometre to go, and lose the skid rail.
Another hit could wreck the $2 million switch room. But go any slower, and Mark will miss his curfew. He must choose, risk his load or his deadline.
This is the unknown here now. Like, we're about to find out if anything's going to fly off.
In Queensland, Yogi's 5,000-kilometre Antiques Roadshow is underway. He's en route to pick up the second of 4 historic pieces of freight, a 1950s classic car. But right now, it's a fragile 80-year-old header that's causing concern.
With what we've got on is a vintage antique. I don't want to break it.
Just a few kilometres into the run, there's a worrying sound.
Yeah, something went black bang. I don't know what it was though. Maybe that's what I heard.
The header's intact, but it's inching across Yogi's trailer. If he's not careful, the bumpy ride could shake it off his truck.
If that did bounce that way, yeah, look, it'd be a bit of a disaster.
While the load's soon tight, so is the road.
Tight little spot, so yeah, keep your wits about you.
The narrow highway and 3.5 metre wide load is a dangerous combination. Adding to Yogi's worries, a 37 metre double road train wants to get by.
Yeah, no, it's mate, I was just steady, yeah.
The header's hanging way over the edge of his trailer and the road's quickly narrowing. If it takes a hit, the irreplaceable machine could fall apart, and with it, Yogi's hard-earned reputation.
A little bit on edge. These corners are tight. I'm over nearly touching the rocks here.
With less than a metre to the sheer wall, the road train makes his move. Now Yogi's load and his life are in the other driver's hands.
Not a lot of room here, bud.
Oh! Well, that's bringing a tear to my eye.
In North Queensland, Turbo's performing emergency surgery on a broken brake booster.
Find out where the
That's been ruptured.
After days of bad roads and bad luck, he must get moving quickly,
Oh, I literally cannot go anywhere because I've got this brake assembly in pieces.
or he'll miss his delivery deadline, risking thousands more dollars worth of work down the line. Replacing a ruptured disc is a tricky fix. Calling for patience
I'm gonna go
and finesse.
apo here in a minute.
One mistake could be fatal.
If I don't do this right, I will literally have my face ripped to a million pieces.
Now comes the riskiest part, releasing the brake from a spring under massive tension.
The danger part's on this part here, look. They got a little bit close. It's all done, it's in, so I can get going again.
He's back on the road, but the emergency fix has cost him.
I've lost just over half a day, so I'm really pushing against time. Got about 200 k's of real bad dirt.
As an oversized load, he can't travel by night.
And there's literally nowhere to pull up.
With 2 hours of daylight remaining, the race is on. But this road is a truck breaker. And ahead, a single-lane, narrow bridge, still under construction.
I got to navigate this bendy bridge, and they've got half of it cut out.
Keeping all 42 wheels on the road is stress enough for Turbo. But there's another problem.
Oversized road train, southbound 17.
From the radio chatter, he knows there's another road train coming his way.
Last I heard, he was at 12, and I haven't heard him since.
If he meets company on the one-lane bridge, both rigs will be in trouble.
And then we're royally screwed because neither one of us can back up.
As Turbo hits the bridge, there's barely room for one rig.
It's narrow, it's got sandy edges.
For two, it's a surefire route to a dead end.
They jagged it again.
Mark Cromwell is on a go-slow to protect his $2 million switch room from a barrage of trees. With his deadline only 3 hours away, he must pick up his pace, or he'll bring Melbourne's tram network to a standstill.
Because they got to turn the power back on for all the trams and the city has to roll again.
But overhead, more trouble.
Have a look at this tree just before we get there.
He's already lost a skid rail, shielding the switch room from damage.
This one's nice and low.
Oh no, I'm gonna look, it's gonna tear everything off.
If he's to deliver, he'll have to risk it and push on.
Bloody hell. Oh, I'm gonna lose everything once I go through here.
I'll just grab that rope.
Yeah.
Finally, the trees are behind him. And ahead, good news.
And the tram guys are here.
Ah, thank God.
With the tram crew in place, Mark's ready for the next challenge, avoiding the low-hanging cables that power the city's tram network.
This is gonna be epic.
The whole network's been shut down for Mark and Brad.
The lines have been de-energised, but we don't want to hit them.
And adding to the pressure,
When I spoke to them, I said, when was the last time you had a load down here? And they just said, no, we've never had a load this high down here. Rightio, I'm going.
a single mistake could cripple the city's tram network. Mark needs to keep one eye on the tram crew and the other on his front pilot.
Where's my front pilot going? Am I going left here?
Mark's missed the turn.
So going left, mate.
I thought I was going straight.
With obstacles in front and behind, and in a 25-metre long truck, Mark's stuck in no man's land.
It's tight through here, it's really tight.
A double road train is bearing down on Yogi's antique-laden truck. With a sheer wall to the left and his load sticking out to the right,
Holy crap, like that's going to be tight.
a mistake from either driver could be deadly.
Not a lot of room here, but yeah. Concentrate, yeah, concentrate. We're right on the edge here now, like this is... All done, Cobb, all done. I got a little bit jumpy there, actually. The old back trailer might have just bounced at the wrong time. I did get a little bit, sugar.
Next on board Yogi's truck is a 1950s Vauxhall classic car.
Righto, mate.
It's a prized possession, and its owner wants it delivered in mint condition.
Good job, mate.
While the loading is spotless, it's scratched 2 precious hours from Yogi's tight schedule.
It's just chewed up time without even thinking about it, really.
Now it's a 680-kilometre sprint to Melbourne to pick up a 1950s tractor.
I hope we can get this on with what they've got down there. I don't want to do any damage to this one.
With a continent still to cross, Yogi can't afford to lose more time. But as he hits Melbourne, he hits a problem.
We want to be leaving here by about 1:30 to get through Melbourne before the oversized curfew kicks in.
There's strict rules on driving oversize in the city. If Yogi's not loaded and clear of Melbourne by 4:30, he'll be stuck there overnight, risking his word to his customers. He's got 4 hours, if he can find his freight.
This is when I get a little bit stressed out here, like we're about to turn into a street that I got no idea what's at the end of it.
On the narrow maze of back streets, Yogi's 19-metre-long truck is running out of room.
I'm actually just trying to find the joint now.
There's no time to spare. Yogi's only hope? Call the customer for help. With the whole job at stake, no one's home.
Yes, I have got a little bit of concern.
Turbo's squeezing his 50-ton road train over a half-finished bridge. There's barely room for 1 rig, let alone 2. And there's another coming Turbo's way.
This is going to be fun at this bit of a section here.
If he meets it now, both trucks will be trapped with no way of reversing off the narrow road.
I'm professional at this.
He's clear. Just in time.
It's over, a couple little tight spots, but she's done.
But straight away, Turbo wishes he was back on the smooth concrete of the bridge.
Really bad frigging corrugation.
No matter how slow Turbo goes on the rough road, his truck and freight are paying the price.
Oh, that air conditioner's starting to pop out now. Oh, this is the I face all the time.
And there's more trouble under the $200,000 load.
You're kidding me. That is designed for lifting and tying off of.
The bars securing the 20-ton huts are bending under the relentless pounding.
Bird welds, because they've only got a weld there.
If they break, the load could come crashing off Turbo's trailer, handing him a damage bill he can't afford.
The rest of the way on this road, I'm taking it easy.
To keep his freight intact, Turbo must drop to a crawl.
Corrugations are getting more and more severe, so I've backed it right off. These buildings are just playing havoc.
Nightfall's fast approaching, and with it, Turbo's oversized curfew.
I reckon I've got 20 minutes of light left.
It's a slow-motion race to get off the punishing dirt before dark, and the road's fighting him for every metre.
Is that a crash?
It's a $700 air conditioner, broken off completely. With 20 minutes till dark, Turbo can't stop. he must get his battered freight off the dirt while he still can.
I might be able to go forward and back into there.
Mark Cromwell is stuck on a narrow intersection in the middle of Melbourne.
Who's got my left?
To get out, he'll have to make the mother of all three-point turns, or he'll bring the heart of the city to a grinding halt. In a rig twice the length of a bus, it's a manoeuvre that will test his skills to the limit.
Stuck all on that railing. You're going straight back like that. Careful, slowly. Get rolling a little bit. Good on the swing.
Right up here.
No, you're right. Watch your back there, Matty.
That was pretty intense, really. Some people can't do a three-point turn in a car, let alone a load like that. Under that sort of pressure, it's pretty impressive, really.
Now the boys face the biggest challenge of their run, navigating beneath overhead tram lines.
We're not in Kansas, Toto, that's for sure.
A single error now could take out a network that carries nearly 500,000 people a day.
How close am I getting to those lines?
5 inches.
So the switch room can pass under the power lines, a team of electricians must raise them one by one. But the weather's turning ugly, and progress is painfully slow.
It's probably taken us half an hour to go 500 metres.
The network's due to go back online in just 2 hours' time.
I'm not going to knock them out of their perch, am I? On the left.
About 4 inches.
There's just centimetres of clearance. The whole team can't afford the slightest miscalculation.
Mark, if you can go a bit more to your left, that'd be good.
As they pass under the cables, it's critical Mark and Brad stay together.
I'm coming around too, Greg.
Mark depends on Brad's expert eyes to guide him. He'll need him when they unload.
You got that tail swing?
Yeah, plenty on the tail swing.
But at the next intersection,
Mark's through, but I'm stuck in the intersection of William and Latrobe.
Brad's too tall to pass under the lines.
I can only bring it down about 50 mil, mate.
He'll have to wait for extra help, costing Mark his wingman.
Yeah, they're going to leave me parked here, run you down, and then come back with the 2 trucks to do me. I don't know how that's going to affect you. Get that building back in.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
With 2 hours till deadline, Mark's running out of time. Now, he'll have to go it alone.
Corrugation's got that bad, let the truck just idle its way through it.
Turbo's desperate to get off a truck-crippling road before dark.
Time to burn when we come onto the track and turn to absolute
His rigs barely survived the treacherous surface by day.
So I've backed it right off to minimise anything else happening.
The last thing he wants is to spend the night here.
Going to be extremely close. There's the end. Thank God for that. Get off this crap, go to the parking bay and have a shower.
Next day, the dirt is finally behind him, and Turbo can haul in his blown-out schedule.
I'm within an hour of delivery time, which is good.
But after yesterday's punishment, his truck's still paying the price.
I'm just getting air feed back through the control valve. Or a line's got a hole in it or something.
Turbo's brake lines are leaking air. No air means no brakes.
This all the dirt, the shit gets into it and everything.
It's too dangerous to go on, but with his delivery due in an hour, the fix needs to be quick. Despite Turbo's handiwork, the problem's worse than he thought.
It itself.
After days of pain and damage, for Turbo, blowing his deadline would be the final straw.
Oh, come on.
Yogi's lost in a maze of Melbourne backstreets with no sign of his customer.
All right, mate.
If he's not clear of the city in 90 minutes, he'll risk a deadline he's staked his name on. Time's almost up. Then...
Yeah, Jess, Yogi, I'm in Chris, Chris Drive. Whereabouts are you guys? All right, so yeah. Like, I kind of think we're in the right place. We're looking for Cheatham imports.
With his oversized curfew looming, every minute is critical. Finally, Yogi's found the vintage 1950s tractor.
Nice.
Like the rest of his freight, it's a valuable piece of the past. But there's a problem.
Can you just hold the tape there, Rob, and I'll...
Yogi isn't sure the unique load will fit on his packed trailer.
We're only going to really probably one crack at this, so just hold him steady there, Rob. Steady, steady. Keep going a little bit more, bud. A bit more if you got it, bud. Just hold him there, cop. Oh, fits, eh? Millimetre perfect.
With minutes to spare, the tractor's on. And Yogi's off. His last pickup on his massive trek is 730 kilometres away in Adelaide, South Australia. It's also the most precious of all, a 100-year-old headstone, destined for its final resting place in Western Australia.
That's his great-great-grandparents, or he's taken it out of the Adelaide Cemetery. The concerns with the headstone is just straight out the age and the irreplaceable value of it. Unreal. That's in pretty good nick. Right, mate, we're aiming for there.
Damaging the beloved piece of family history would be unthinkable.
Got a little bit of side shift to the front if you want to.
But with Yogi's trailer full to bursting...
Nah, you might have to just tilt him forward a little bit.
There's no margin for error.
Side shift to the front if you got it, bud. Yep, tilt back a little bit. Don't have to do much more, we're just trying to get on the other side of that timber. Good job, buddy, good job.
At last, Yogi's set for home.
Let's punch this big horse in the westbound direction.
As he rolls through Western Australia, he's into his 7th day of the Marathon Antiques Roadshow. He'd love nothing more than to see his family.
Well, I want to go home. I want to see Amanda and the kids.
But first, he has 3 historic drop-offs to make.
Everyone wants their freight off today on a Sunday, so that'll be fun.
First, it's the classic car, where owner Ainsley is watching like a hawk.
You're on that rocker panel.
After a grueling cross-continental run, Yogi's almost running on empty.
Just go back nice and steady. I'll watch that other side there.
There's no such thing as steady on this four-wheelie.
But if he loses concentration now, 7 days of hard grind could be ruined in a heartbeat.
Put it down. Put it down.
About the whole up.
A crucial part of Turbo's brakes has failed, just 50 kilometres and an hour from his delivery.
I'm going to bypass this valve. Regulates the air for the brakes.
If he can't fix the leaking valve fast, all he'll have to show for days of pain is a blown deadline and a beaten-up truck.
It's going to work, trust me.
It's not pretty, but a patched-up bypass is all Turbo can do.
You got no other choice, then you got to do what you got to do. Oh, it's done. Sorted out. Right now, it's time to move.
There's barely 40 minutes till deadline. He'll have to put his foot down and hope the fix holds.
It's a temporary bypass to get moving so I don't run the risk of blowing my brakes.
But Turbo's not the only one in a hurry. A flatbed truck is desperate to pass. With a narrow road and steep drops on either side, it's a dangerous move.
You'll always come off second best to one of these.
He's risking his and Turbo's life. But this driver won't wait. And in the distance, another rig heading straight for them. If he can't get by quickly, Turbo will have to slam on the same brakes he's just patched up.
I'm not prepared to kill myself for anyone. He was halfway down the trailer trying to overtake me while there was a truck coming the other way and almost caused a bloody head-on accident.
While the road's clear, Turbo's deadline's almost up. If he's to make it, he must keep pushing to the line.
I'm getting close.
With minutes to spare, he's made it.
Well, we're just about at our destination. These buildings come off here. 2,500 kilometres. I'm happy.
Turbo's taken a beating, but he's here on time. Over the last 4 days, he's fought tooth and nail to keep his truck and freight from falling apart.
I'm here at my destination, unloading. I'm happy.
But for this Outback trucker, the road never ends.
Another load down. From here, I head on in for my next one.
Time to get back on the dirt.
We missed in the back of the truck, eh?
Yogi's offloading a precious 1950s classic car.
Bring it this way a bit, eh?
Yeah.
One tiny mistake now is all it takes to ruin 7 days of hard work.
All good, buddy?
Where do you want it, mate?
Up in the shed up there.
With owner Ainsley watching on, it's a nervous 100-metre trip to the garage.
Good to go out?
Sneak out this morning.
There's no sneaking with this. This is all or nothing.
Just go right in down the switch. There you go.
Finally, Ainsley's pride and joy is home.
Oh, Paul, you got it here in one safe piece, that's the thing.
It's too easy.
One job done, 2 to go. Next, it's the beloved 100-year-old headstone delivered to its final resting place.
The old great-grandmother.
Oh, right.
Returning to Western Australia.
Yeah, right.
After 100 years. Well, this is the spot.
Nice.
I reckon we should just stand it here somewhere.
Go well.
Keep the family history alive.
Yeah, for sure.
19 years I've been driving trucks. It's the rarest thing I've carved.
We didn't get anybody else, Yogi. We knew to be looked after.
With a very special delivery complete, Yogi can head to his final drop-off.
And that's the header and the farm haul tractor. So at the end of the trip, I've got to be the most delicate, I'll be.
Adding to his stress, Yogi's also promised his family he'll be home for dinner.
If we get it off today and I'm home by 5 o'clock at the latest, there'll be no better feeling.
At a remote farm, owner Lindsay is eagerly awaiting his treasured antiques.
Yeah, they're lovely bloody things.
But while it's the final unload, it's also the toughest. With no crane to lift the precious freight off Yogi's truck, the tractor and header will have to be rolled off.
The trickiest bit with this is just going to be the unload. I can back up to a bit of a dam bank.
In the middle of a paddock.
Whoa.
First, it's the 1950s tractor.
Watch yourself with the dam there, mate. Easy.
One down, but the one to go is the real headache.
Yeah, I'll be very gentle.
The fragile header's wheels are just millimetres from the edge of Yogi's trailer. One slip and a piece of history could become a pile of scrap.
It's going to be the hardest going down, all right? It's going to go bang, bang, bang. Straighten up there, bud. Oh, mate, we're nearly there, bud. You're going to fall off the edge.
The header's taken a hit. But they're in luck. there's no damage.
Whoa!
At last, Yogi's 5,000 kilometre Antiques Roadshow is done.
Mate, I'm stoked. Absolutely right, bud. Like, you've done a good job and I appreciate you waiting.
It's been a monumental trek through the heart and soul of Australia.
Oh, you're unreal.
But after taking care of business,
Roll into home and I have a nice shower.
Yogi's finally home and can take a load off with his own precious treasure.
What do you got me presents? There you go, little mate.
I'm gonna have to do another one of those 3-point turns.
In the heart of Melbourne, Mark must cover the last kilometre of his epic run alone.
And I ride here on the wires to keep going.
He's lost his wingman Brad, a vital second pair of eyes to guide him through a hazard-packed city centre.
I'm touching the line at the back.
As Mark reaches the tricky drop-off, he'll have to manoeuvre his 25-metre long rig under a giant crane without his experienced guide.
Yeah, I'm gonna sort of go on a slight dank and I might just make it.
With city traffic halted and his curfew looming, the pressure is on.
You just watch that left, mate.
In the pouring rain, Mark needs total concentration. Above him are heritage-listed trees he mustn't damage. Below, a wet, slippery road.
My wheel's straight.
Put one of his 48 tyres in the wrong place and months of work and millions of dollars could be ruined.
If that van wasn't in the way, I just would have pulled all the way up there and just gone straight back.
Keep coming, keep coming, keep coming, keep coming, keep coming. Yeah, hook around now. Clear it.
Careful, careful, slowly.
Copy it.
Mark's done it. Just as Brad arrives.
Finally made it. Looks like he's unloaded. Lucky Mark.
Keep it going.
Time for Mark to be wingman.
Yeah, that'll do.
With the second unit delivered, the boys can finally relax.
20 past 4 and we got it here in the end. We just had to split up and change the plan a little bit and on the run. Everyone just jumped in and it's there.
Over 2 days of sky-high pressure
Oh my Lord.
and low-down deadlines,
We have to be off the road at 4 p.m.
Mark and Brad have hauled their prize freight through 2 cities
I going left here.
Keep going left, mate.
and survived a wild night on the town.
Pretty excited now. Been a good trip.
Our job's done. Feeling good.